Just to introduce myself, my name is Eric Teplitz. I am a life coach devoted to living with passion and authenticity and helping others do the same. I work with people and help them to get really clearly in touch with what is most important to them, and then help them to move in alignment, in greater alignment with their ideals once they have those sorted out and crystallized. It's amazing work. Um, all right, so I'm going to get started, and I think that replay will be available for those who wander in late. But this is a rich topic, and I want to also put it out there. I know there's just a few people here, but I am going to be seeking brave volunteers to that I can do some one-on-one coaching with during the course of the session. So if you are interested in being a volunteer and getting some one-on-one coaching for free, but publicly, um, then please let me know. Please put a message in the chat and let me know, and I will figure out how to bring you on and do some coaching with you. Again, the title of this session is Laziness is Not the Issue, How to Unlock Your Motivation. This is based on an article that I have published on Medium, and I put a link to that article in the chat, along with a link to my website. And I encourage offering anyone that shows up to this session today a free coaching session with me, which you can schedule via my website if you just go to the coaching tab. That being said, I am welcoming one or two people, and it looks like we have a taker. We have one taker who would be up for some one-on-one coaching live as part of this presentation. So I will say a few introductory words, and then I will bring Faber. I appreciate your bravery there, Faber, on to speak with me and see what we can do for you. All right. So I have a personal problem with the word lazy. I know it's in the dictionary and I know it's a real word, but here's the problem with it. If we self-identify as lazy, then we take this to be a flaw in our character. And that could be something extremely difficult, if not impossible, to change if we just really truly believe, hey, I'm lazy. There's nothing I can do, right? So I'm going to suggest that maybe, even though lazy technically is a word, I'm going to suggest that maybe it doesn't actually exist. Maybe there's no such thing as laziness. Maybe there are just two actual realities. Those being, you are motivated to do a particular thing, or you are not motivated to do a particular thing. And by removing the word lazy, we're taking the judgment out of it and we're just looking at it objectively. Yeah, there's motivation, there's not. Now, if you're not motivated to do a particular thing, then it is my belief that there are three likely reasons for this. This presumes, by the way, that, you know, this is something you want to be motivated for, but you're just not. Okay. So my guess is that there are three possible reasons, and I'm going to bring Faber on in a little bit and see if we can help parse out what is the truth for him or her. I don't know if Faber or them. I don't know yet. I'll find out. So the three possibilities, if you're lacking motivation for something that you say you want to do, but you're actually not doing, here they are. The first possibility is that this thing that you say is important to you, it's not important to you. It's just not. If you dig down and are really, really honest with yourself, it's not important to you. And that's why you're not motivated. The second possibility is that this thing is important to you, but you're avoiding it. Why are you avoiding it? Well, most likely because it brings up fear or anxiety or both. And if that's the case, by the way, welcome to being a human being. Okay. It comes with the territory. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's just an explanation for why you're not motivated, is you're avoiding it because you fear that doing this thing is going to be somehow uncomfortable or difficult. And then the third possibility for why you might be avoiding something you say you want to do, and this is a little bit tricky, but you haven't made it a priority. Okay. We only have so much bandwidth at any given time. We only have so much time and energy. And so there are only so many things that we can prioritize. And it's very possible that something is important to you, but you just have not prioritized it. Now, the good news about that is that we can choose and rearrange our priorities whenever we want. So that is the sort of high level explanation of this topic that you can go deeper into in the article that I posted in the chat. And I'm going to see if I can figure out how to bring Faber. Did Faber disappear? I see one person. I'm going to try to reach Faber first because that was the first person. Faber, um, you're still here. Um, okay. Faber, do you know how to request? Let me see here. Hold on. Technical issues here. I have it somewhere. There should be an ask to join button at the top of your video. Just there it is. Great. All right. I'm going to bring on Faber. Faber, are you there? Faber, are you there? I'm not seeing or hearing you. He's there, someone wrote. Okay. Okay. Faber, if you could please turn your sound on, unmute yourself. You don't see it? There should be a microphone icon. You're currently on mute. If you find that microphone and click on it, hopefully it'll unmute you. Okay, for the sake of time, Faber, what I'm going to do is since there's other people that are also interested, I'm going to come back to you, okay? So next it looks like is Terry. I'm going to bring Terry on if I can. And we will wait to see if Terry appears. Hmm. Thank you for your patience, people. We will get there. Okay. I see Faber still looking to unmute himself, but I don't see Terry. So there should be like a panel of icons. One says closed caption, at least on my end. Then there's a microphone, there's a video. And the microphone is what you want to click on to unmute yourself. Someone else is saying there should be 3 dots on your screen. That might also give you an option. Okay. We're getting there. Faber says, I see the mic. So if you can just click on it, it should automatically unmute you. No? No. The 3 dots don't show up until you hover the cursor over your screen. Okay. I have a lot of different people now who are on deck, and I only have so much time. So I'm going to do my best. But I do want to say this. I am offering anyone who's interested a free one-on-one coaching call, no obligations whatsoever. So if you go to my website, which I put a link to in the chat, ericteplitz.com, you can sign up and I can work with you one-on-one for free, no charge for a session, for a free session. Okay. But I do want to work with 1 or 2 people today here in this forum to give you a sense of hopefully give you some insight into what is stopping you if you're identifying as lazy or if you can't figure out why you're lacking motivation. Faber's still on mute as far as I can see. Um, oh, hold on. Maybe I can do something. No, I can't. All right, I'm gonna remove Faber and bring on someone else. And I apologize for the technical. This is a first time today for all of us. I'm going to try to bring Jan on. So if you are there, Jan, get ready. I am bringing you on. Hopefully, you will appear. And thank you, everybody, for your patience. I should also let you know that I have a special offer today for people who are attending Medium Day. If you go to my website on the front page, you will see that offer, which is just a limited time offer. Okay, great. We got someone. This is like Terry.
Can you hear me?
Yes. All right. We
There were
are.
about
We're,
35 things I had to check in order to get here.
I know. Wow. All right. So I appreciate your motivation.
Well, I kept trying.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
All
Yes.
right, Terry. So give me and give us a sense of what is going on for you that made you brave enough to come up here and speak with me and discuss motivation, something you're struggling with.
I'm writing a memoir of the last 10 years, and I will write a vignette, and it will take me 3 weeks to get through the emotions of
Mm.
having written that vignette. And I don't want to go back to writing because what I've been through for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can write a whole bunch of little vignettes, but I don't know how to put them together. And so I just get frustrated with it.
Okay. So is the problem, and hopefully you can hear me too.
Yes.
Is the problem that this is stopping you from writing, from working on it altogether, or is it more of a technical issue where you don't know how to link up the stories?
It's more technical right now because I can go in and I can do some editing, but there
Mhm.
are things that I think because my memory was so messed up from abuse and gaslighting, there is a whole center of this 10-year period that is just a mishmash. And I
Mhm.
have these little stories and I don't know how do I string them together with feelings that I was busy suppressing my feelings.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to write in feelings.
Yeah. Well, memoir writing is filled with treachery. It really is. I've done it. I've done some myself, and there are a lot of um, difficulties involved, and that's not really what I want to focus on for
Okay,
this session. But Terry, if you do want to work with me, I will offer you that what I offered everybody here. If you want to work with me one on one, we can do a session, and I can try to help you with this issue. But it sounds to me like motivation is not the issue for you. It's more of how more of a writing challenge. Do I have that correct?
that could be it.
Like an
That could
execution
be it.
challenge for the
Yeah.
writing. But you're
Hmm.
getting yourself to do the writing, even though it sounds like it was painful for the 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I got about 90,000 words written.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, congrats just on that. And it sounds to me like motivation is really not the issue for you. It's not a quote unquote laziness issue. It's something else. So thank you for your bravery in
Thank
coming
you.
up. And hopefully we'll chat
Yes.
again later. Okay.
Yes, I
All right.
would like that offer.
All
Thank you.
right. You're welcome. All right. So next, I am going to. It looks like we have a lot of people here that are interested, and okay. So Mary Beth, if she's ready, I'm going to bring her on. Let's see if this works. I'm not seeing Mary Beth, so I'm going to try Bryant. Let's see here. Maybe people had second thoughts. I don't know, or maybe there's a technical issue. But all right, we're going to try someone else. I know this works because we got one person up here. So I'm going to try Suzette. Okay, if you're there, Suzette, I'm going to try to bring you on. Ah, good.
I'm here.
Welcome, Suzette.
Thank
Suzette,
you.
Suzette the Brave. Now, I
Yeah.
just want to, before we get into this, I just want to comment that, again, this motivation thing is so fascinating to me because if you feel like you're an unmotivated person, I challenge that inherently because what I think is the truth is that all of us have experienced what it feels like to be motivated. You were all motivated to attend this session today. You didn't have to. No one forced you to. I'm sure there was no court order involved, but you did
Mhm.
show up. So you were motivated to come to this session if nothing else. Everybody here. So it's not a question of if a person is motivated. It's a question of when and how they're motivated. But if you're a human being, you know the experience of being motivated, and I'm sure you also, even if you've been intensely motivated in one area of your life, I'm sure you know what it feels like to be completely unmotivated in another. So that said, Suzette, thank you for coming on board and tell me a little bit about the situation that you feel is a motivation struggle for you.
All right. Well, it's kind of twofold. I I've been doing a lot of writing online, a lot of different types of writing, and I was on another site that's similar to this one, where we had lots of interaction between the writers and the administrators too. And then they sold out, and um, the company they sold to started multiplying the ads, and then they
Okay.
sold out. The company multiplied the ads even more. So every other paragraph is now an ad, and I didn't want to write for ads. I wanted to get my thoughts out, and you can't. I know my readers, they can't read articles that have deep thinking when it's always been broken up with ads. So I stopped writing for a couple of years, and then COVID hit, and I decided to start writing fiction, which I'd never done before. And then I started realizing how long it takes to write a book. And I became sort of disillusioned with it. I still want to write it, but I haven't been able to bring myself back to my daily routine of writing that I had before.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, you had an experience with one website where you were frustrated because they were ridden with ads and you didn't want people having their reading of your writing disrupted by ads, which I understand. Of course, the obvious solution is go on Medium. I don't know
Right.
if you
That's how I find that down
I
to
don't know
one.
if you tried that, but then you said that you shifted to this other ambition to write fiction. But it
Yeah.
sounded like you quickly became overwhelmed with the prospect of the writing the fiction. So my question then is, what is the thing that you want to be doing that you are not doing?
That sort of links them.
No, no, just in general. What do in a perfect world, what would you be doing each day that you're not doing? So something you want to do, but you're not able to get yourself to do.
Well, it would be writing.
Okay. And are you attached to what kind of writing, or do you just want to be able to be in a rhythm where you're writing every day?
Uh, Kind of both. I mean, I have a lot of ideas for novels. I have like like paragraphs written out for several novels that I want to write. Um, that feels sort of overwhelming to me. And
Mhm.
so, really, I think the way to get there would be to just start writing something every day.
There you go. You solved your own problem. You have to pick a thing and just start, like just choose one. And I think so. I mentioned three possibilities for people of when they're not motivated to do something that they say they want to do. And I think you fall into the third category, which is um, you've made writing, generally speaking, a priority, but you have a problem with FOMO, fear of missing out, where you have a problem with prioritizing which idea you're going to spend your time on. You have so many different ideas, you don't know where to begin. Does that sound true to you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
You should
Yeah.
see all the things I did just today.
Yeah, well, now here's the
You
thing.
think,
So these are the tricks, these are the games we play with ourselves. And this is actually a
yeah.
combination also of that and also the avoidance. This can be an avoidance technique, subconsciously perhaps, where uh, in order to not deal with the fear of committing to a particular writing project, even a very small one, you keep coming up with other ideas. And then it
Um,
becomes an excuse for not actually doing the writing. So that you gave your own solution, which is to just pick one. And remember, it's not a lifetime commitment, but pick one for the sake of getting into a regular writing rhythm. Pick one and commit to it in a way that feels reasonable to you, knowing that if you're unhappy with it, but give it a fair shot, do your best with it, because you're going to encounter the same most likely resistance if you then switch to another idea. So try to see one idea all the way through, even if it's a short piece. Try to see it all the way through, so you give yourself the experience of writing and
mhm.
work from start to finish, working on something. And then once you're done with that, you can always to have a wealth of ideas is wonderful. It means you never run out of things to write. But if you're using them as an excuse to not commit to any of them, that's the trap.
So then there's another thing about having my time be valuable. And
Okay,
then
real quick, because I do want to bring someone else on. So let's real quickly go ahead.
the question becomes, am I wasting time by writing about just anything?
All right, so now you're getting a little even deeper into the sort of existential self-questioning of why am I doing this at all? No one's
Yeah.
forcing you to write, right? It's a question of, is it something that's in, so here's the thing. It sounds like there's a lot of resistance to writing, which is, by the way, perfectly understandable. Writing is can be I mean, ask anyone on Medium. Writing can create a lot of anxiety for all kinds of reasons. Okay, so what you have to decide is, how important is this to you? Because no one is forcing you to write. So if you decide that it is important to you, but it just makes you really anxious, here's the solution to it. You have to decide that there is something that's more important to you than the anxiety. So in other words, like, you say you want to write, but you come up with all these resistances and reasons to not actually do it, including when brainstorming more ideas of things to write about, but not actually doing the writing. Very, very clever of you. um, so that, really the trick here is you have to ask yourself, what's more important to me than this discomfort, than this anxiety that I'm feeling? Is writing important to me? Number one. If it's not, that's fine. You can do something else with your time that you find more meaningful. But if it keeps coming back and you say, no, I really want to do this, then you just have to make the decision that doing the writing, even doing it badly, is more important to you than the discomfort that you're feeling. And if you can give yourself the permission to write badly, it's a win. You've won. You've beaten the resistance. Do you see?
Okay.
So
That's
give
good.
yourself permission to do it badly. I would suggest just choose one. It doesn't even matter which one. Just choose one idea. Try to make it a short assignment that you give yourself and work through it. And remember, the victory is in the process of doing it. That's the victory. Okay.
Okay.
Suzette, thank you
Thank
so much. I really appreciate your bravery. Thanks for coming on. I think we have time for one more. So, okay. I see Rosa. I'm going to try to bring Rosa up if you are ready. Let's see. And there's a bunch of other people. So if for some reason Rosa has opted out or does not appear, we'll get someone up here. And thank you all for bearing with me with the technical issues. I see that people are leaving messages in the chat, but I don't have time to at the moment read them. I'm trying to get somebody up here. I don't see Rosa appearing, so I'm going to try and bring up Sophie.
Hi.
Sophie, that was easy. Are you there?
Yes, I am. But
I
I'm not,
can.
there's no visual though for some reason,
I can
right?
hear you, but not see you. Yeah. Do you, I don't know if it's a lighting issue or,
Oh, you think so? I
yeah,
don't know. I'm
I do think
pushing the
so.
light away, but I'm still not getting any visuals of,
Okay.
well,
For the sake of
anyway.
time, we will operate
Use your
without the visual.
imagination.
We'll use our imagination. So, Sophie, what is the thing that you are currently struggling with that you feel is a motivation issue?
Crippling fear
Mhm.
in 2 words.
Okay. In regard to?
Um, because it's been 40 years that I've been writing little bits and pieces here and there, but lately, I mean, within the last 5, 10 years, I had major depression, and I just can't write anything anymore. There's a severe writer's block. I can't do anything at all, to tell you the truth. My whole life it's just a permanent stop, and I know that
Okay. Sophie,
certainly
stop
there's a
for a sec.
reason for that.
Yeah. Stop for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, First of all, I want to just point out
Hmm.
that because you said initially that your block was with writing, but then
Yeah.
you said you can't really do anything, and that's a very obviously huge and broad statement. But I want to just point out that you signed up for Medium Day, and not
Right.
only did you attend this session, which no one forced you to do, so that you were motivated to do that, but you actually even volunteered, which takes a lot of guts, honestly, to be publicly interviewed and to do some one-on-one coaching with me. So I would counter the comment about you haven't been able to do anything or you're not able to do anything. I just want to just let you sort of take that in. And does that how does that sound to you? Do you agree that you're motivated to do some things but not others?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. But you know what? I mean, visually, what I'm seeing is like, how the Stargate ring, it's like the portal to another world. For me, the potential that I see in myself, it's just, how they say you're afraid of success. You're afraid of your own success or something to that effect. Um, and I'm just afraid of what's on the other side of the portal.
Mhm.
I'm because I feel as though I don't have a support group. I feel as though what I have to write is going to be excruciating to get out.
Mm.
And
So
I'm
okay, I'm
just
sorry to
afraid.
interrupt. I just we're limited on time,
I
so I wanted.
understand.
So, how important is it to you to write?
It's very important. That's all I need. That's the last
Tell
thing
me
on
why.
this
Tell me
earth I need
why.
to do.
Tell me why it's important
Because
to you.
it's legacy, because
Mm,
there's things that need to be said. And I'm
okay.
getting on an age, and I'm like, this has got to be done.
Got it. Okay, I hear you loud and clear. And those are some compelling that's a compelling why that you have.
No
WHY.
kidding.
Very compelling why. So, what I would suggest to you is that when you encounter this resistance, and it seems like this is all about writing today, which is not surprising given that it's Medium Day. It's a bunch of writers. So, what I would suggest to you is that all of the resistances that are coming up, all of the fears and anxieties about whether my writing, it's not going to be good enough, it's going to be judged, it's going to be painful to get out. The solution to that is deciding that something else, in this case, your legacy, is more important than these inconvenient feelings. And I just also want to remind you, because you've probably had this experience before, I would guess, that oftentimes the worst part is anticipating and anticipatory anxiety.
Hmm.
If you give yourself the permission, as I told the person that was on just before there's no pressure to write well. Don't judge the writing. That's not the point. That's only going to be unhelpful. The point at this stage, maybe later, much later when you're in an editing mode, but right now you described it as crippling fear and anxiety, or crippling fear, I think were the two words you used. Uh, the way to get over that hurdle is to give, this is simple but profound, is to give yourself permission
Mhm.
to write badly. The quality does not matter. If you, let's say, commit to 10 or 15 minutes of writing and you show up for it and you do it, you win. You won that day. because this is how writing gets done. Writing doesn't wait for you to feel good about it or to be completely content and at ease. No, you have to decide that something is more important than those uncomfortable feelings. And by the way, you are going to feel so much better about yourself, guaranteed, if you start writing.
Yeah. Well, start again. Yes.
Start again. I have an article on Medium in addition to this one, Laziness is Not the Issue, that I linked to. If you go to my Medium profile, there's a very short piece called Begin Again, and I would really recommend it to you. Okay. Unfortunately, we're out of time for this session. Thank you everybody that agreed to participate, either just by showing up today or by coming on and doing a quick one-on-one coaching with me. And again, I just want to say, if you're interested in a free, no pressure, no obligation, one-time coaching call where I can just work with you and try to help you move forward something that's blocking you, help you make some progress and move the needle, that would absolutely make my day to do. So I'm happy to offer a free call to anyone interested. If you go to my website, ericteplitz.com, and go to the coaching tab, you can schedule a call with me. I also have an offer. I have an online course that is heavily discounted just for this weekend for those of you on Medium Day. You can get all the information on the front page of my website for that. I'm doing 2 more sessions today on other topics, how to find the love of your life and how to become the person you want to be. So if either of those interest you, go onto the schedule, type in my name, and those sessions will appear, and hope to see some of you later on. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And best of luck, and really take to heart. I really want you to question how you're currently investing your time and energy, and if there are any changes that you wish to make to that, because you can. You just have to overcome some resistance, and you just have to identify what is in your way. All right. So thank you all. I really appreciate it, and hope to see some of you later on today. Take good care.